Live. Oh, we got two people waiting.
We
Cool.
guns to
All
go.
right. Welcome, everyone.
Here we go.
Go ahead and say hello and tell us your name in the chat and where you are from. Are you from Milan? Are you from Rome, Naples? Where are you from?
Right. I'm trying to word it in such a way that Julia can understand. Where do you live?
You can already see our names. Yes.
Hey, there you go. That's a good point. A city of vengeful people. That sounds like some sort of line from some sort of video game of not to be avenged. Messina
Yeah.
would not.
Like
You know?
Batman, kind of like, Joker style. I don't know.
Literally. Literally. Oh my god. Like Gotham. Messina is the Gotham of Italy.
Absolutely. All
All
right,
right.
so let's get started. So today we're talking about my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So my neighborhood is the area I live in. Okay. So
Like that
for
makes sense.
example, I live in the Navigli area. This is my neighborhood. So this is the area where I live. Or in slang, we can even say my hood.
Oh.
So this is a short version of neighborhood. And what is a neighbor, Cathal?
Well, a neighbor is the person who lives close to you.
Hmm.
Like usually very, very close to you. Like your neighbor lives in the apartment or the house directly next to you or in your area.
Perfect. So we call this your neighbor. And how do we pronounce the GH, Cathal?
So the GH is not pronounced. You just say
Hmm.
neighbor, not
Hmm.
naig, because then that could be considered something completely different, and we don't want that at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Neighbor, howdy neighbor. You're not going to say that if you pronounce the G, it's something completely different. You do not want to have that
Absolutely.
at all.
So
Person,
GH, silent in English, generally speaking. Neighbor, neighborhood.
there you go.
So, my neighborhood. Can you read this for us, Cathal?
Yep. In this focus activity, neighborhood vocabulary. There
Ooh,
are, and adverbs of frequency.
fantastic.
Oh, bonjour, maestro.
Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour.
I don't
Ça
know what.
va?
How are you? Well, ça va. Ah,
Bienvenue. Welcome,
there
welcome,
you,
welcome.
there you go,
We are international.
Mr. Worldwide, you might say.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, my neighborhood. Ask and answer these questions. So, Cathal, where do you live?
So, I live in Milan,
Okay.
but more specifically, I live in the. I live well. So I live in like the middle of two areas. So I live in between
In
uh,
between.
Ghisolfa and Villa Pizzone.
Ooh, fantastic.
Very um, parad.
Italian.
Yeah, very kind of like paradise-like. Well, it seems that way at the moment, anyway.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
nice. All
All
right.
right.
So,
So we already know that you live in Navili, right? In Milan.
exactly. So I live in Navigli. in Milan.
Nice.
And is your neighborhood big or small?
So right, I would say my neighborhood is big,
Yeah,
because there are a lot of apartment buildings in my neighborhood, in my area.
perfect. Fantastic. Yeah, I think my neighborhood is also pretty big.
Hmm. Pretty big. What do you mean by that? Pretty
Yeah.
big.
So pretty big means not very, very big, but pretty big, we can say. So like abbastanza. It's pretty big. So, Cathal, do you like your neighborhood?
Yes, I really like my neighborhood, because uh, my neighborhood is very quiet and peaceful at the moment, and there are a lot of services,
Mm,
a lot of s- shops, facilities nearby.
fantastic.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Julia. Villa Pizzone. Good Lord.
There you go.
I will be sure never to shorten the Pizzone ever again.
So, yeah, my neighborhood is, yeah, I think I like my neighborhood too. I also have a lot of services. I have supermarkets, I have public transportation, and more importantly, I have a small brewery near my house.
Oh, very important for tomorrow.
Exactly. Yes. And what is a brewery, Cathal? Could you
So,
explain that to our viewers?
brewery, a brewery is a place where beer is made. So a brewery is a place where beer is made. So there are a lot of breweries in uh, in Ireland. Nearly one for every city.
Which is very
Uh,
important in these days to keep your sanity.
mm-hmm, absolutely.
Okay. Do you like your neighbors, Cathal?
Okay, so I must admit that I do not know my neighbors.
Mm.
So I know them to see, and we say hello whenever we meet each other, but I do not know them. No, so I guess it's impossible for me to answer this question. Very Milanese of me. Thank you, Julia. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I think it happens a lot in big cities. It's very common.
Yeah, because I know all of my neighbors at home in
Mm.
Ireland. I know all of my neighbors. Now, I do not like all of my neighbors, but
If any of them
I
are watching, you know.
they'll be all right. They know already. Okay. Hey, I appreciate that, girl. I appreciate that. Thank you. All
All
right.
right.
What about you, Caesar? Do you like your neighbors?
So I don't know my neighbors very well, but I mean, yeah, they are generally very nice. They always say hello, and um, once had forgotten my keys inside, and they, opened the front gate for me, even though it was very late. So yeah, they're
Nice.
very nice, very friendly,
Excellent.
very neighborly, we can say.
Ah, yes, very neighborly. Okay.
All right. So, can you read this for us, Cahill?
Yes, so we are going to do some vocabulary matching. So match the pictures to the photo. So we have some vocabulary: library, post office, dog park, pharmacy, hair salon, church, and school.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Right. So for all of the viewers, we'll go ahead and give you guys a few seconds to go ahead and write the answers. What do you guys think? Which one is the library? Where is the dog park?
The dog park. I wonder what picture the dog park might be. Oh dear.
Hmm.
Hmm.
If you know what a dog,
Hey,
easy.
you know what a dog is. Did you see that recent statement that was released by the World Health Organization
Which one?
that all dogs who were under quarantine were now like let out because um, they realized that dogs cannot have coronavirus.
Ah, okay. No, I
And
didn't know
so,
about that. I didn't even know they were under quarantine, to be
hmm,
honest.
and
Wow.
so now people are saying, "Who let the dogs out?" Because the World Health Organization let the dogs out.
Amazing. I love it.
Full of those kind of one-liners, man. They're gonna come thick and fast in this focus activity.
Absolutely. So, we got Julia here who says A, library,
Okay.
B, the post office. Uh, oh no, sorry, C, the post office. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. We've got B, the pharmacy. Is that a pharmacy?
D. B. I don't know if B is the pharmacy, but I think D is the pharmacy because
Oh, sorry,
it's got the
B is a
pill.
church. Oh, there we go. She said church. I got confused with the. All right, so library A, post office C, dog park,
F.
dog park F, hair salon E, yeah, and pharmacy, I guess D, but the pink pills look like pastries. Absolutely. And brownie
Very
points for that
tasty.
answer.
Hey, nice.
To
Nice.
make it come full circle.
There you go. There you go.
Fantastic. Great
Nice.
job, Julia. We're counting on you.
Excellent work. Excellent work. So, church. Now, Caesar, I've heard some people say the term not church, but cathedral, because I
Yes.
know it's kind of similar to the Italian. And I'm not sure about the French or the Spanish translation, but what is the difference between a church and a cathedral?
So I think a church is a general term for a
Mm-hmm.
religious place, normally in Christianity. And cathedral is a specific type of church, a specific building, I believe. Would you agree with that, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and I would have said that cathedrals were maybe bigger, a
Yes,
bit bigger as well.
absolutely.
Uh, so cathedrals are probably just bigger churches.
Yeah. For example, the Duomo here in Milan is a
Exa-
cathedral,
Yeah,
and it's also a
like
church.
yeah, exactly. But it is much bigger than the church in my parish in Ireland.
Exactly. Fantastic. Too much pressure, says Julia.
I think not enough pressure. I think she's
Not
doing
enough
too well.
pressure, right? So, how often or how often
Mm.
in the past, how often was the correct pronunciation, but now you can say how often, how often. They're both accepted, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, use these words and phrases to describe habits. So, can you give us an example of the first one, Cathal?
So never. Okay. I I never. I never make cakes.
Mm.
And I'm disappointed because I want to learn.
You should. You
But
should.
I should
It's an
absolutely, yeah,
important life skill.
yeah.
I'll do the second one.
Hmm.
I always um let's see. I always take an umbrella when it's raining.
A good idea.
Yeah. Or I try at
Yeah,
least.
very good. I'll do the next one.
Go ahead.
Okay, every day. I talk with my family every day.
Fantastic. All right. I'll go ahead and do the next one. So, um, let's see. I go to my parkour class once a
Hmm.
week.
Oh, very good. We've got one from here from Julia. Okay, I wake up in a bad mood at least once a week. Nice. I should eat pizza twice a month and not every day. Although, I mean, every day, that's a pretty good decision also. I'm not gonna argue with that. Julia, I always want to avenge myself when when somebody offends me in some way.
In this case, I think we can also say, instead of offends me in some way, we could also say in a more colloquial way, we could say when somebody makes me feel some type of way.
Oh, okay. To
Another
make
possibility.
to make someone feel some type. Now, is that all with one O and an apostrophe, or all as in of?
We'll keep it with of, saying as this is a 2 to 3, so we'll keep it
Okay,
simple.
feel some type of way. Okay.
And this one is
Oh,
in, yeah.
nice.
So to make somebody feel, not happy, to offend somebody, we can say,
Right.
or to upset someone. All right, let's see. Here we have some other examples. I never go to the dog park. I go to the cinema once a month. I go to
Nice.
school every day.
Nice.
I go to work almost every day. So almost is not 100%, but maybe 90%, 80%. In this case, obviously, in the past, because now, you know,
Yeah. Now it's not possible.
it's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so almost. Let me say.
Mm.
All right, so Kyle, how often do you go to the supermarket?
Whew, how often do I go to the supermarket? I go to the supermarket uh once a week. Maybe twice a week.
Yeah, same here.
Mm. Same here. Now, what does that mean?
So same here is if you say, for example, I live in Milan, I say same here, or I also live in Milan. So same here is a way to repeat what somebody said.
Very good. Very good. So you could say maybe like me too, or like could that be kind
Yeah,
of similar?
exactly. We can say
Yeah.
me too or same here.
Okay. Nice. Very good. Julia, they're saying these times it'd be better to ask how often should you go to the supermarket? Yeah,
Yeah,
because God, like how often should you go to the supermarket? Maybe once every 2 weeks now.
exactly. Stay inside, kids. Be safe.
Stay. I would say stay in school, kids, but don't go to the school. That's not a good
Yes,
idea.
please do not go to school.
Yeah, definitely not a good idea to go to school.
All right. It looks like we've got some new people joining us. Fantastic. Welcome, everyone.
I wonder who it could be.
Go ahead and say hello in the comments. Oh, I think I scared somebody away. Easy come, easy go, as we say.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what is there? What is there? So, there is a very common structure in English. It's very similar to Italian. There is c'è, or the plural form, there are, ci sono.
Oh, okay.
So there is singular, one thing, there are. For example, in my neighborhood, there is a supermarket. There are two pharmacies, for example.
Mm.
Okay, so let's see. For example, in this neighborhood, there is a school. Here's the school. And there are two dog parks. So one here and maybe one here.
Nice.
Right.
Il y a.
What?
Did
Is there
something
another voice?
happen? Did you just get a notification there?
No, I heard a voice. I heard a third voice here.
Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't on my end anyway.
Oh yeah? Oh okay. It threw me off. All right, so in this neighborhood there are lots of restaurants.
I'm sorry, I just had to take a moment. That was really funny. Oh God. All right. So
All right. So Cathal, tell me a little bit about your neighborhood. What is there in your neighborhood?
okay. In my neighborhood, there is a park, not a dog park, just but
Mm,
a general park.
a people park,
Um,
we can say.
a people park, indeed. Yeah. There is a church, I think. Yeah, there's a
Mm,
church. There are lots of bars and
mm,
kebab shops.
mm.
Uh,
Those are important.
and there is a big supermarket.
Ooh, very
Yeah.
nice. Fantastic. Very good.
What about you? What about in your neighborhood, Caesar?
Mhm.
What is
So
there?
in my neighborhood, as I said before, there is a brewery. There are three um, pubs slash bars. Pubs or bars. There are one, two, three, four, five, six. There are six supermarkets. There are two churches. There are two pharmacies. And there are two different tram lines.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. And there are two banks. So a lot of twos. All right. Thank you for clarifying that for me, Julia. Apparently, it's called schizophrenia.
When you hear a voice, nice.
Fantastic.
Excellent translation there. All right.
All right. So we'll go ahead and
Oh, I think I know. I think I know what it was.
what
I
was
have
it?
another. I have another tab open, and it's like a Google Translate tab. So I think it must have like. Hang on. Let me
Ah.
let me let me test it. Let me test it. Is this what
Okay.
you heard?
Il est.
Yeah, yeah, that was it. That was it. That was it.
It was. It was me then. Okay.
But
I'm sorry.
I heard a woman's voice and I was like, wait a minute.
What's happened to Carl?
All right. So very quickly, what is this lots of? What does this
Mm,
mean?
so lots of is a quantifier. It
Hmm.
is a phrase that we use to say that there are many.
Hmm.
When
So
you want,
so how many is a many? How many is many? How many is lots of?
A big amount when you have maybe, well, for restaurants you could probably say more than 4 or 5 maybe in your neighborhood,
Okay.
because you would say like there are lots of restaurants in Milan.
Mm-hmm.
So for the city, there must be hundreds of if not thousands of, of restaurants in Milan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, there's lots of. So it depends on the area that you're talking about. For example, in my apartment, there is not a lot of space.
Mm, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
In my apartment, it's the same.
Yeah, I think you're dead right. It would be
Yeah.
this.
Milan is expensive, so the houses are a little bit smaller in comparison to maybe in Florida or in Ireland.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, actually, it's very strange because in Dublin,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the rent prices are, I think, the highest in Dublin out of all Europe.
Really?
Yeah, I think recently it passed London as the most expensive
What?
city. Yeah,
And I know London is famous for its, expensive,
yeah,
prices there.
yeah.
Wow.
Now
That's
I
very
might be wrong, but all I know that the Dublin prices are very expensive.
wow. Because it's the biggest city in Ireland, right?
Yeah, and there's the most people live there and work there, so
Mm. Yeah, so kind of like the capital,
exactly.
Not only it's actually the capital, but it's also kind of like a financial capital as well, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. It's every kind of capital you can think of.
Yeah. All in one. It's a package.
Exactly.
All right. So we can also use it in the negative. For example, there is a pharmacy, but there isn't a post office. For example,
Mm.
is there a post office in your neighborhood, Cathal?
Here in Milan, I don't think so.
Mm,
But at home in Ireland, yes, there is a post office in my
perfect.
neighborhood.
Fantastic. Are there a lot of shops in your neighborhood?
Yes, absolutely. Lots of shops in my neighborhood. What about you? Is there a post office in your neighborhood?
Yes, actually there is. Very lucky. There
Hmm.
is a big post office in my neighborhood. It
Okay.
is 2 streets away from my house.
Very easy to get to.
Exactly. And here we said shops, but in American English, generally instead of saying shops, we tend to use the term stores. So
Hmm.
a shop is more British English, and in American English, stores. Ooh, interesting question here from Julia. Is it because of Amazon or Ryanair?
What's this for?
Why Dublin is so big?
Oh, well, I think it's because so historically it
Mm-hmm.
was close to England, and so that's why it became the capital.
Okay.
And then like most of the like urbanization started to happen in Dublin first, so that's why
Ah, wow.
uh, it became like the big. Like there are other big cities in Ireland, but Dublin for sure is probably one of the if the most like lived in, I guess.
Mm. All right. Fantastic. Very cool. All right. So let's see here. So, how often do you go to the pharmacy, Kaha?
I go to the pharmacy twice a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe once a month or twice a month.
All right. Fantastic.
What about you?
I think I only go once a month.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't go very often.
Hmm. So,
How often do you go to the hair salon, Cathal?
oh, once a year.
Now, Cathal, do
Yeah.
you normally go to a hair salon?
No, for me, I don't go to a hair salon. I go to a barber shop.
Barber shop. So what's the difference between a hair salon and a barber shop?
So a hair salon can be for both men and women, but maybe it's more often frequented by ladies, whereas a barber shop is purely for guys, for men.
Exactly. Perfect. And we've got some comments here. So I thought the rents were that expensive because of those big multinationals. So because of
For
Amazon
rentals.
and Ryanair.
Oh yeah, well because those are contributing factors for sure, but because it's like such a populated area, like
Mm.
three three or four of the five biggest universities in Ireland are in Dublin. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
All
we
right.
that's another reason.
Yeah. And then is Caesar suggesting you need a haircut? Absolutely not. I would never.
Thank. I want to grow my hair out and be very very long, and I'm gonna go for those dreadlocks that you had, or not maybe not
Yeah,
the.
that's what I'm going for this month.
Oh nice, yes, we have the time.
By the end of this month, you will see
Hey,
golden locks.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Let's see. How often do you go to the dog park, Caesar?
Hmm. I never go to the dog park because
Oh,
I don't
why?
have a dog.
Damn.
Do you ever go to the dog park?
So now I never go to the dog park,
Hmm.
but in Ireland, I always go to the dog park with my dog uh,
Hmm.
because he loves the dog park.
Of course.
And so do I. I get to see all the other dogs.
And what kind of dog do you have?
So I have he is a collie
Hmm.
uh, crossed with another breed of dog that we don't know. So uh,
Okay.
he's a collie cross, as it's called.
All right. Fantastic. All right.
Hmm.
And how often do you go shopping?
Hmm. I go shopping. So when you say shopping, you mean shopping for clothes, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I go shopping maybe once a month,
Mm. Okay.
if I have the time or the
Yeah.
money. That's
Yeah,
another
exactly.
contributing factor.
That's a very important one.
All right. Tell me, how often do you make dinner?
Ooh. So I never make dinner.
Ah,
I am a mess in the kitchen.
you must have an amazing wife.
Oh, I do. Absolutely. The best.
Excellent. Are you single? I think Julia might be interested in you, Caesar. I don't.
I
I'm,
think so.
I'm getting a sneaky suspicion that she might be interested.
I don't think my wife would be too happy about that.
No, no, no.
No.
Get
All
get
right.
that ring on the screen. Make sure the whole world can see it.
Absolutely. All right. Cathal, how often do you eat out? So in English, we can say go to a restaurant or we can say eat out. Similar to
Okay. Okay. So I eat out. Hmm. Twice a month.
Mm, all right.
It can be like for an aperitivo, or it can be for just out eating like randomly, like a burger or something with my friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe
I
about
think
twice.
it's better in company.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Oh, we've got another comment here from Julia, a very active member of the chat. Julia,
Yeah.
thank you very much for all your contributions. Another one here. I bet you have a very Oh, she's corrected herself. Nice correction. A very patient one. I wouldn't be nice to my husband if he never cooked. Well,
Very good use of the second conditional here. So
wow, that's
hypothetically speaking, I wouldn't be nice to my husband if he never cooked, hypothetically speaking. So we
Nice.
use the past here. Fantastic.
a very, very advanced English there for a 2 to 3 focus.
Yeah.
Some good initiative there.
Yes. We were making a lot of progress. She
Yeah.
must have been watching a lot of webinars.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, actually, maybe we can promote the SOS English, the Facebook
Ooh,
group
yes.
that is available now, guys. So you have the SOS English Facebook group. So this is where you can submit questions through Facebook directly to teachers, and they will answer these questions for you and get back to you as quickly as possible. And so it's just something extra. If maybe one of your questions was not answered, or you still had more questions after a webinar was finished, you can absolutely ask in this place. So let me say Facebook.
Yeah. So SOS, my yes. SOS means my yes, save me.
Excellent.
All right. There we go.
All right. Well, I imagine you do what you can, Julia. I imagine you do what you can with what little you have to work with. Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
SOS, I'm at home bored. Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, who is this?
Milano Meravilli.
Oh, wait, that's not you. Oh, okay.
That's not me.
Who is this? Is this Giordano by any chance?
I don't know. I think it might be Jesse. I'm not sure.
Or maybe Jesse, yeah.
Yeah, because I think Giordano has the DOS account. But
Ah, yeah, maybe.
mm,
Go ahead and
I'm
write
at
your
home
name in the
bored.
comments.
I'm at home bored. Well, we're glad that we can join you in your home and provide some sort of
Entertainment.
entertainment. All we need to do is Julia here, right? You know,
Exactly. Nailed it.
nailed it.
I have all of them.
That would be Giordano then.
Yeah.
Only Giordano would go for the
Yeah, exactly. With the maniacal laugh.
maniacal laugh. You can imagine him sitting behind his computer, just having his cat in his lap, just going.
Yes. Yes. Oh man. So Cathal, tell me a little bit about your neighborhood back home.
Okay. So you want me to do a little description?
Yeah, give me the neighborhood tour, as we say.
Okay, right. So I'll start in my cul-de-sac.
Ooh, you also lived in a cul-de-sac.
Hell yeah, I did. Great.
Awesome. So a
So
cul-de-sac, can you explain what that is?
a cul-de-sac is like a closed off road where there are houses along that road. So you drive in, but there is no like exit on the other end of the road. It's like a stop, and then you have to come back.
Exactly. Perfect.
So I live in a cul-de-sac which has 10 houses in it, and we all live very close together. In fact, at Christmas, we all go to one house and have a big Christmas party in one house.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, so there's 10 houses there.
Okay.
When you come out of the cul-de-sac, there is a road. Across the road, there is another estate, which is like a larger group of houses.
Mm.
Not just one big house and a big grass front, but lots of houses there. You have to.
And did you live in the city, in the country, In the suburbs? Where did you live?
So I lived in a small village
Okay.
north of Dublin. So
Okay.
1 hour north and out of Dublin, you get more kind of countryside, and I live out there.
Okay.
And in my little village, there
Mhm.
is a beach, but
Ooh.
not a very nice beach. The sand is not very clean. The water is not very clean. Um, there are two supermarkets.
Okay.
Um, Now this is the funny part because it's a small village. You would not expect many things, but there are two supermarkets and there are five pubs.
Oh, absolutely. I would not expect any less in Ireland.
So we clearly have our priorities in order.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that my neighborhood, it has a couple of different restaurants as well, and a post office.
Fantastic. Very
So
nice.
that's my. There's a small school. There's actually two small schools, but
Yeah.
um, they are primary schools, like elementary to middle school kind of age range.
Ah, okay, so that's primary school for you,
Yeah. So we
including both of those.
from 4 years old to 12 years old, you are in primary school.
Ah, okay. So it's like elementary and middle school together.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
But
Gotcha.
then our like secondary school is a bit different to your high school, as far as
Yeah.
I know, because our secondary school is from when you're 12 or 13 until you're 18.
Ah, so you have two instead of three.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, because we have elementary, middle, and high school. It's
Hmm.
divided differently.
Yeah.
Obviously differently from here in Italy as well.
Hmm. Okay.
All right, fantastic.
So that's my neighborhood. What about your neighborhood?
So my neighborhood is in the suburbs.
Mhm.
It is about 1 hour away from Orlando. Orlando is the big city, the closest big city. Um, in my neighborhood, we have a lot of supermarkets because there are a lot of houses. It's in the suburbs, so it's just mostly houses. So we have, I think, 3 or 4 supermarkets. We have maybe 2 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 2 high schools. And
Wow.
they were actually recently built because of the growing population.
I can imagine.
And we have some restaurants, not a lot of restaurants, but some restaurants
Hmm.
because the city is growing. We have a mall. We have a mall.
Mall. What's a
Uh,
mall?
so a mall is a place where you have a lot of stores together. For example, a famous mall here in Lombardy is in Arese. This one's a very famous one. It's one of the biggest, I believe, in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So we call this a mall.
Nice. We have a different name for it. We would say not a mall, but a shopping center.
Ah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think shopping center would be maybe an older name for us. So you could, if somebody says shopping center in the United States, you will, people understand, but it sounds a little bit old style,
Okay.
a little bit
Interesting.
old fashioned.
Very nice.
But in some places, in some malls, it's still written actually.
Hmm.
In fact, in my neighborhood, in my city, it says I believe it says like Oviedo Shopping Center for the mall. So basically, Cathal speaks like an old man.
An old American man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What's old for us is normal in the UK.
Exactly.
we've kind of veered off. We've kind of changed the way that we speak and stopped
Don't
using
be
a lot of terms.
Don't be getting smart there, no, young whippersnapper. You stay out of my. You get off my yard, y'all whippersnapper.
Exactly. And now we have a hospital in my
Ah,
neighborhood. It was built maybe 3 years ago or 4 years ago. It's very new. We did
no.
not have a hospital for a long time.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. And now I can imagine it's very useful.
Yeah,
Very convenient.
for sure.
All right. Fantastic.
And tell me, how often do you go back to your neighborhood in
Hmm,
Florida?
good question. I don't go back very often because it's a little bit expensive because it's in a different continent. How
Mm.
often do you go back to Ireland, Cathal?
Maybe twice a year.
Twice a year. Oh,
Yeah. So well, last year I went home at Christmas and I went home during summer. Uh,
oh, very nice.
uh, this year I am going home in June because I am going to a concert,
Ooh, nice.
and then maybe I'll go back um, in August because the school is closed. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think my mother would kill me if I did not go back for Christmas.
Rightfully so, rightfully so. And what concert are you going to see?
So I'm going to watch Louis Capaldi. I'm going to go see Louis Capaldi in concert.
All right,
So
very cool.
I'm
Not
excited.
familiar with him, but I gotta check him out now.
Oh yeah, you might be familiar with one or two of his songs
Yeah,
because they're quite popular at the moment. Someone You Loved.
it sounds familiar.
Yeah. For now the day bleeds into night.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's the one.
Okay, that's the one. Okay.
Oh, Julia is wondering why such hostility between these countries. Still colonialism? Well, I mean, Julia, I think it's more of a case that everybody just hates England. Ireland hates England. America is not particularly fond of England. The French don't particularly like the English that much. So yeah, that's a strong basis for most of the language differences. Also, like over time, the language evolves and changes. So. And I would have said that Americans have grown a tendency to make things shorter for themselves because they tend to be
Yeah,
quite lazy in the way they speak English.
absolutely.
Whereas English people,
Lazy for life.
English people are very, I have to be very proper in the way that I speak. So I feel like Ireland is like a happy medium between the two.
Yes, yes. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So, do we have any final questions, comments?
She's actually, again, have you ever noticed that bad guys in American TV shows always have British accents? This is true.
Good point.
Also, because British actors always take American actors' jobs. This is another reason why they're like,
It's a problem.
why are they so good at doing American accents?
Yes. I feel that the British can do a much better American accent than Americans can,
Yeah,
do a British one.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on Irish accents. Like
Oh, yeah.
Irish actors have it the best either way because
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
close
that's
enough.
true.
We're close enough to England that we can do the accent and get away with it, and
Yeah,
then we're also able to do the American accent as well. But no one can do an Irish accent because there is no one real like Irish accent, you know?
yeah, yeah. Oh, man. That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julia, for sticking around until the end.
What a trooper. What a hero.
Absolutely. All right. So, thank you very much, guys, and have a great rest of the day.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.